So I gave up social media for Lent. I'm not Catholic. I'm actually Lutheran, but it's like a thing to do is you give up something for Lent every year. My family gives up pizza and my dad gives up beer. I guess, or I think, yeah, he gives up beer. So I gave up social media. So I deleted like Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook from my phone. And so I haven't been on social media at all. And it's actually been really freaking hard. And because I when you have downtime or when you just have nothing to do, obviously, you just, I think I've opened my phone like 2,678 times probably in the past 3 days just to get on social media, get on Instagram and scroll, get on Facebook and scroll and see what people are up to. And I haven't been able to do it. So day 3 of nothing to do with my hands and life, and that's kind of how I feel right now. So I've decided to document the Lent season without social media and document it in video so that I can post it when I get back on social media so you guys can see what it was like. So it's now the first Saturday without social media, and going to look at some wedding venues with my sister, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so we got Kato here. Kato's somewhere back there and laying down. But yeah, and we'll see how it is without social media. But you guys will get to see my life in the next, month and a half or whatever, because I can't use it until Easter. So enjoy. So it's been a week without social media, and I've downloaded a book because that has actually helped a lot. I've decided that I'm going to try to read some more, but do like Audible books. So just because that would be more beneficial to learn things while I'm not on social media, right? So take the time to read or listen to Audible books while I'm like on the road and stuff like that, and do some more research regarding the things I'm interested in or want to learn for work. So far, it's been a little bit tough, but finding other ways and other avenues to gain information and gain knowledge. So that's where I'm at so far. I'll update you in another week. So an update for my social media giving up for Lent status, right? Is last time I think I said that I was going to download some audiobooks and podcasts and listen to that kind of stuff, and I have been. I've actually been listening to a lot of tech stuff podcasts on iHeartRadio. And so I've learned a lot about 5G. I've learned about AI. I've learned about, I definitely recommend listening to podcasts on iHeartRadio. And I also found a book, it's called Beyond Words, and it's about the animals, certain animals like elephants, wolves, and then I think there's also a study about whales as well in the book. And so I believe I'm going to download that and listen to that book as well. But discovering podcasts has kind of changed my life because I listen to a podcast every morning, or at least start a podcast every morning. And I listen to that because it's really just informative, right? And it's a different way of learning something. So, and Kato's in the background. We are in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. And, but so I was looking at some Audible books for my, just to replace social media as I go through this process of the withdrawal of social media, right? And, I had read some or listened to some Audible books. I also got into some podcasts, and the podcasts that I got into were tech stuff from Jonathan Strickland and How Stuff Works. And I listen to things like AI. I listen to things about AOL. I listen to things about Project Raven, Project Maven, cybersecurity, 5G, and obviously that all coincides with my job. And I got a new job while I was away from social media, so not everybody knows that. So I am now a manager in learning and development at Verizon. So pretty awesome. We are obviously on the verge of the fourth industrial revolution, so that's pretty awesome as well. And our first steps into 5G with Verizon in Chicago and Minneapolis happened pretty recently too. So that's just some awesome stuff has happened. But just in general, not being on social media, I wanted to say that it has put a lot of time back in my day because I feel that I'm not constantly scrolling. I'm not, going into my phone just to look and see what people are doing, whether that be, my friends or just acquaintances or celebrities or anything like that. However, on the flip side of that, I do feel that I miss, what my friends are doing, people that have children or just keeping up to date with their lives, if they're getting new jobs or getting engaged or things like that are people that I do care about, and taking the time to text them or taking the time to reach out and send an email or pick up the phone and call is something that I feel that I need to do more of. And social media allows us to have those connections without having to make those phone calls or having to send those text messages. So it's pretty cool that it allows us to do that without having to pick up the phone or call or text or things like that. But at the same time, I feel like I'm missing out by not having social media, but I could take the time to do that. So I realized that a little bit. I also, like I said, just have really, really expanded my education and knowledge on different technologies, different things that are happening in the world around technology. Which has been pretty freaking awesome. So I'm really excited about that kind of stuff. And one thing that I want to do is regulate the amount of time that I'm spending on social media, because I feel like it was really taking up a lot of my time, in being on it all the time. I felt like, anytime I had downtime or I just felt like I had nothing to do, it was just filling it up. So I want to regulate the amount of time once I'm back on social media. So I only have I want to say a week left at this point. Not even a week left, a couple days. So that's one thing that I really want to do and really make a conscious effort on when I'm back. So just a few more days left, I guess, and then you'll be seeing this video. And it's pretty exciting. It was a very, very tough challenge. But I challenge everyone to do it because it kind of raises awareness on, what sort of addictions we have to social media and to just being on our phones all the time, and what purpose does it bring? Is it really benefiting anything in our lives? So I'll probably add a little bit more to this, but see you guys soon. So today is the last day before I get social media back and from Lent, and it's been a pretty incredible journey, I guess you could say. Like I said, I listened to some Audible books. I listened to a ton of podcasts. And just to recap, a lot more time in my day. And I just say that you really can't put more time in a day, right? You only get 24 hours. That's really all you get. But a lot more time to spend on educating myself on other things, spending more time with the dog, spending more time with potentially my family, like my sister or my parents when they're around, because I just wasn't scrolling on social media. I just wasn't sitting there on my phone anymore, constantly looking at what other people were doing, things like that. So it really just gives you time back, not wasting time, I guess I could say. And by doing other things like listening to those podcasts or listening to the Audible books and things like that, I was able to bring more value into my life, and educate myself and bring some of the knowledge that I didn't have before on things like technology, or I listen to a ton of TED Talks. I vaguely understand what quantum computing is now, so things like that. But it was pretty enlightening. Yeah, it was cool, and I challenge each and every one of you to spend a little bit of less time, even, if you're, just see how much time you're spending on social media and reduce that time by 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes a day, depending on how much time you're actually spending on social media. Or use social media to engage in different activities rather than just scrolling and watching cat videos or videos, fail videos, or just, I guess just your friends being silly, right? Or politically charged things all the time and getting in back and forth rants about stuff all the time. Take that time and put it somewhere else, something that could be worthwhile, and bring more value to your life, than arguing over what Trump did today, what the Democrats are doing, what Republicans are saying about guns. I mean, just stuff like that, right? Don't get me wrong, those are important topics and things that people should be aware of, right? But if we're arguing over it every single day and it's really not changing anything, it's just making us hate each other more, is it really worth our time and wasting our breath on for 5 minutes every single day? Or could we be learning about what some of the other things that are happening out there, right? Like I looked at technology, for instance. So what is happening with artificial intelligence, how networks communicate, the things that we're putting on social media, and how much privacy we really do have or we really don't have on social media, which is pretty scary. So just take the time to think about what you're putting on social media, how much time you're spending on there, and how much time you could actually be spending with loved ones, physically connecting with people, and making memories instead of virtually just watching and stalking people all the time. So happy Easter, everyone.